Blade Me! My Blade Me blades are my signature microblading blades. They come in two types, slant and U. The main difference in these blades is the shape. U blades are literally a U shape. Slant blades come like this, and then they are a slant. So if you have a hard time curving your strokes, the U blades can be priceless because they just turn really easy. Or if you like patterns that have a lot of curviness to them. If you're a person that is struggling to elongate your strokes, they always turn out too short, you have got to try slant blades. There's something about them, it just makes it easier to drag out that stroke a little longer. So do some latex work and analyze it and decide, do my strokes need to be more curvy? Are they too straight? Or do my strokes need to be elongated? And that's how you know whether you're a slant blade girl or you're a U blade girl. Now, once we separate into the two types, you've got your sizes. And here's the best way I can explain this. Imagine if you have a cake and you have a large thick knife and you slice. That crevice is going to be pretty big. Now imagine you have the same size knife in length, sorry, I don't know why I said that, but like it's half as thin. It's a thinner knife. And then you slice into that cake. That crevice is going to be smaller. That's really essentially all it is, guys. Like the blades themselves, they're still the same shape, but they're either going to be thinner or thicker. Why you would choose a thicker blade is thicker oily skin that's going to be hard to puncture. But honestly, thicker and oily skin, you should really be like pixel blading or doing machine work, not microblading, but once again, if you're going to microblade thick or slightly oily skin, please space your strokes. That's all I ask you, because when they heal, they spread. Okay, anyways. As far as the size of the needle, also the thicker needles are going to make your strokes like really packed with pigment. So that's the number one reason I recommend a thicker needle. If you are looking at your work and your strokes like your work almost just looks like a blurred mess of strokes instead of really clean, crisp strokes, first of all, you need my Reveal Me, because most likely you're just not tracing over the stroke carefully on your second pass. But if you use a max pigment blade, and I call it a max pigment blade because those thicker blades, going back to that cake analogy, when you slice with a thicker knife, that crevice is bigger, right? Well, it also visually looks bigger. So those strokes are going to pack more punch just on one pass. So if you are just really struggling to get pigment in the skin, really struggling to have your strokes, look clean and punchy, try Max Pigment Blade. It might be a game changer for you. If you are looking and you're like, oh, I really want my strokes to look softer and more airy and be able to do more strokes in one brow, then you need to go down a blade size. And for the U blades, there are some patterns, like Fee-Brow patterns, for example, where they will literally have your main stroke and then your branching strokes that it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 coming off of that. It is really they can get really technical. So I do have some straight up nano blades that are just tiny for work like that. Another way I like to utilize the nano blades is on second pass. Sometimes I go in, pack in the pigment on that first pass, and then the second pass, when I'm going over, carefully tracing over those strokes to make sure that they're really well saturated, I throw on one of those nanos, and it makes sure that I don't spread those strokes even the tiniest bit thicker. It just puts more pigment into them. So that's another tip and trick that I love to use with nano blades. And then of course, if you're wanting just the most soft and airy look, you can do the whole darn brow with those nanos. So I hope that helps you find your blade, and feel free to try one of our sampler packs to try a few of them so you can figure out your perfect fit. But most of the time, you'll find your one go-to blade, and then you'll, for a little bit thicker skin, go up, or maybe a certain look go down, but you'll find your Goldilocks perfect porridge that's your go-to, and I'd love to help you find it. So thanks for using our blades. They are so sharp, you're gonna fall in love. Have a wonderful day. Bye.